Hi everyone, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. I'm so glad you're here tonight. Did those of you in the U.S. that are watching have a nice 4th of July holiday? I did. It was nice, it was warm, just the way I like it. Some people would say it's a little hot, but I dislike winter, so I don't complain too much about the extra warm summer temperatures. So, anyway. That being said, let's get to business. If you've been here before, you know this, but for those of you who are new, please, if you like my video, please share my video, comment share down in the comments, and then you'll be entered to win the project I'm working on tonight. Last week, I made this really cool card where the technique put ink on the embossing folder. I don't know if you can see it here real well. I'll show you when we change to my hands. But this card's going to go to Penny Gross. She liked my video, she shared it, she commented, shared, and her name was chosen. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. And once you do that, would you click the little blue bell, and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video, which is most every Monday night. Okay, I can't think of anything else. I had made some adjustments in my stand, and I'm hoping it doesn't fall down. The phone doesn't keep coming down. If so, I may have to stop and tighten it up again. So let's keep our fingers crossed that it stays where it's at. Okay, so let's go. So here's the card I did last weekend. If you didn't watch how it was done, please go back and watch that video. It was last week's, but you can see there was white ink on the embossing folder, and I ran it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Oh, I do know what I wanted to tell you guys. July is my BOGO month, and if you're on my email list, you got that email. It went out, oh, what night did it go out? Probably Monday night, last Monday night. So check it out. If you want to participate in my BOGO, you can do that from anywhere in the U.S. I've included a list of products that I have available and what you have to do to claim those items. Essentially what you do is you shop my used product, you then agree to buy that much in new product out off the Stampin' Up website, then you'll get my used product for free. And also, I have a mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine to give away, and you can earn a chance to win that machine for every $50 order. That's after any rewards you redeem and before shipping and tax. So, I will get you more information on that next week. But if you're on my email list, please check out the email that went out. It would have been late in the evening on June 30th. It has all the details. Okay, tonight's card is a simple, what am I calling this? A split front card. And look at this. I think it's pretty cool. It's nice. And you don't have to have any special equipment to do this. You know, I used the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine to die cut this Pecan Pie layer, this square where the sentiment is, and the inside panel. But you know what? If you don't have that, you could just make it square or or rectangle or any shape you choose. So anyway, super simple, kind of fun. I like, it still stands up, just different. And I like this card. You know what? I picked the paper. It reminds me of a summer picnic. Okay, so this card is different. Usually when I do one this way, the opening is at the top, like that. But this one, remember, the hinge is usually at the top. This side, the hinge is on the left-hand side, so it's a little bit different than you might be used to. Okay, let me get my pieces here. Now I'm starting out with a piece of garden green cardstock, and this is 4 It's this way here. Sorry, I'm going to try to stay in the camera. 4 1/4 by 11 inches long, and I've already scored it at 5 1/2. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that in half and use my bone folder to, oh, my camera's moving. Guys, sorry. Oh, I know what I didn't do. Hold on. Let me go in a little bit. Hold on. Technical difficulties here. Let's see what we got here. Okay. There we go. Okay. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. I knew I shouldn't have done that before I was going on. But anyway, that's it. Okay, so I've cut, this is 4 1/2, or no, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. All the measurements will be down in the comments after the video, so don't worry. Now, remember I said our fold is on the left-hand side, so that's going to make this our panel. And so we are wanting to cut this panel at 2 1/8. So we're cutting this exactly in half. So there's 2 inches. Oh, you cannot see that. Okay, and I don't have room here. There we go. So there's 2, that's 2 1/4, so this is 2 1/8. Hold on here, my computer went to sleep, and I need to keep that open so I can see my measurements. Okay, and so I'm going to take the cutting blade. I'm so sorry for this. Like I said, I should never have changed my setup before. I am going to drop it down right at about or a little short of the score line, and I'm going to cut. Now, without moving my cardstock, but opening my arm, I can see I did it just right, so I don't need to fix it. But if I needed to fix it, I could go back and do it. Okay, and let me get this out of the way. You know, if you don't have a trimmer that would allow you to do that, you could just measure it and cut it with your hand. Now I'm cutting this top part off. So here's the base of our card. Yay. Okay, I'm going to zoom out because my work area is getting smaller here. There we go. We're going to try that, see how that works. Okay, so here we are. The designer series paper I'm using, you're going to recognize it. It is the Floral Impressions DSP. Whoops. Gosh, I'm just don't. Okay, one more time here. Okay, so here, this is the designer, what is this called? Floral Impressions Designer Series paper. It's got all of these great florals, floral designs. The backs are nice neutral, kind of subdued colors that coordinate with what's in the paper. And so that's, we're going to use, I like this because you can highlight both sides of your designer series paper. Okay, so this piece of designer series paper with the flowers on it is 5 1/4 by 4, and we're going to put that right in there. Super simple. Where'd my adhesive go? Okay, where's it at? Oh, here it is. It's over here. I never put it over there. I don't know why I did. Okay, so I'm going to put my adhesive on here. I have to remember to look at my screen to make sure my camera hasn't moved very much. And I'm going to insert this on the inside, okay? Just like that. Now, when the card like this that I saw, they only made their paper go halfway. They only put it on the top half. But I like this because that way you can see more of the paper. And I'm going to trim this edge up right here where I cut it off. I didn't do a very good job. Okay, there we are. Now we are going to work on the front of this, okay? We're going to go ahead and start out, I'm going to start out with the sentiment. So the sentiment comes from this stamp set, Paper Tags. I'm using this one here. It does have a coordinating set of dies, but I'm not using it today, but I wanted to show you. So this is, I believe, an online exclusive, but don't hold me to that. So hurry and get it while it lasts, because sometimes we don't know about these online exclusives, how long they are going to stay. Sometimes they reorder them, sometimes they don't. So don't wait. But anyway, so that's what we're using for the sentiment. And I have already cut out some of my pieces for the sentiment, and I used the stylish shapes. I used the middle one for this. You know, this is a good basic set to have. You always need circles and squares and those little banners. So I'm going to start out stamping this sentiment in Pecan Pie ink. Okay. Pecan Pie ink, and let's put this on here. Let's see if I got it. Not quite. I have another one here that I can do. I didn't bring my die machine out over here, my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, so hopefully I can get this. Much better. It's a little crooked, but that's okay. It's hard with that Celebrate being at an angle sometimes. I think it's makes it a little hard to get it straight. Okay, we're gonna set that off to the side. We're gonna work on this front panel. I have already cut out a piece of Pecan Pie. If you were cutting this piece is about, let's see, how big is this? Hold on, let me look at my oh, the Pecan Pie. You want one of these, and it's 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, and again, if you're just cutting a rectangle out of cardstock, it could be whatever you want. Then I am using this piece of Designer Series paper. I'm going to use the reverse side of it. This piece with the squares is 3 7/8 by 2 3/8. But again, that is specific to fit in on this die. See those lines on either side? And it's going to fit right in there. So that's why it's kind of that specific a size. You know, make it the size that works for you. To be honest, I had this card all put together before I decided on a sentiment, and I hadn't thought it completely through, but that's okay. Here we go. There's that. I am going to go ahead and start with my ribbon. This ribbon is on the last chance list. There's my last chance indicator. This is the black and very vanilla 3/8 inch, I think it's 3/8 inch. Yeah, ribbon. I love this. I think it just makes it look like more like a picnic. Okay, and you know I do. Oh, I want to show you these dies I used. Sorry. See, these are the textured notes. These are the online exclusives. Every die has a different edge on it, and I just think they're so pretty. These are a must-have and a keeper, absolutely. Okay, so you know I do what I call cheat bows. So I take a piece of ribbon and I put glue dots on either end of the back side, okay? Now I'm gonna move this ribbon up a little higher than it was on my card, a little more centered. There we go. Let's put it right there. And you know, sometimes you make a card and you have to adjust mid card make. Okay, and I can put that all on later. So now we are going to assemble this on our card. When we're putting this on, we only want adhesive on the bottom side, because if we put it up here, it's going to stick up here. So see how we only want it here? And actually, where my ribbon is probably where I am going to put it, about like that. So I'm going to use my ribbon on the back as my guide to where to apply my adhesive. And I always, on something like this, I always put a little extra adhesive on it because it will get a lot of movement, most likely. Okay, let me see, I put it between there. Okay, so the ribbon's got to be down below the green. Right, that looks pretty good. Okay, next thing we're going to do is insert the panel for the inside. And we want it so it lands right behind our front panel and you can't see it. So I will show you the trick. Take your inside panel, put your adhesive on it, lay it adhesive side up on right on top of the piece you want it to hide behind, and then close your card. Look at that. And it's perfect. Perfect, perfect. There you go. It's not exactly centered on this page, but you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put this on here. And by moving this up, it makes it so that I can put the dimensionals right on this designer series paper. I don't like to put dimensionals on ribbon because just, you know, if it doesn't hold quite as well. So I'm going to put these right here. And I like this sentiment. It's a wonderful day to celebrate you. This could be a birthday, a graduation, a retirement, a promotion, or just because. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here. Now, because this paper has squares on it, it helps you line it. It's nice because it helps you line it up straight, but it also can be your enemy if you put it on crooked. So when I have paper that has straight lines on it, I try to make sure it's pretty even all the way around. Just a little tip, doesn't take any extra time, just a little extra care. Now I'm going to take a little more of this ribbon. Again, this is on the last chance list, and this is absolutely wonderful ribbon. It's so versatile. I would encourage you, if you haven't ordered some, to get a roll or two of it. But I just think this looks like a picnic, this card. And so look at that. For those of you that are not good at tying bows, there you go. There's your, I call that my cheat bow. Okay. Now the only thing I am missing are my embellishments. And these are I realized after I decided on them, these were the same ones I used on last week's card. But these are the Opal Rounds Assortments. I believe these are Daffodil Delight, Night of Navy, and White. So I am going to take some white. Got one up here that's floating around. It got dislodged, so I'm going to use this one here. Let's see if I can capture this one here. See if he's got sticky left on the back of it. There we go. I'm going to get another one from down here to put over here. Perfect. There we go. See, that was really pretty simple. And I just think it's an adorable card. And I like that you get to see both sides of this different sheets of this designer series paper. So that is all I have for tonight. I want to thank you so much for joining me. And I will be with you next Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern for Stamping with Denise. Bye now, everybody.